It is exactly 9 p.m. on this 18th day of March 2024. You're just in time for the spotlight here on Lookuptv on a very dark day where several people are feared dead after a Kenyatta University bus, of course, collided with a trailer at the Makinon Junction. The number of fatalities is yet to be, of course, reported. And in a separate accident, 5 people died after a matatu collided with a tractor in Bomet County. That among our top stories tonight. First of all, let's have a look at what's making headlines. Tonight on the Spotlight.
We will not call off this strike without that meeting, without outcomes that are giving value to our members.
No retreat, no surrender. KMPDU holds firm on strike despite government plans to post interns beginning next month.
They must stop and close that business, or alternatively they leave service.
Your business or your job. CS Kindiki has advanced crackdown on public officers running bars and clubs on the side as the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua pushes for reforms and better regulation of the alcoholic manufacturing industry. And the end of a short reprieve. President William RUTO is set to assent the housing levy bill tomorrow, with the deductions expected to start at the end of the month. Now, welcome to the program. I am Ian Keitani, and remember, you can watch this particular bulletin on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Lookuptv. We kickstart this bulletin now, and several Kenyatta University students are feared dead in a Grisly road accident involving their school bus and a trailer. Preliminary information indicates that the school bus was carrying public health students heading to Mombasa for an academic trip. The accident is said to have occurred in Maungu Voi in Taita Taveta County along the Mombasa-Nairobi highway. That particular accident, of course, raises again concerns regarding the safety on the Kenyan roads. This comes barely a few days after several accidents were reported. And again, like I said, the accident at Bomet, where 5 people lost their lives and 18 others were injured after a matatu collided with a tractor. We will be keeping tabs with the Kenyatta University bus accident and a trailer in Mombasa County as we, of course, wait to hear the figures coming from that particular region. Moving to matters health now, and doctors have maintained that their strike, which started on Thursday last week, is still on until all their demands are met. Speaking moments after holding a meeting with the Ministry of Health, the doctors acknowledged that even though the ministry had shown a goodwill and a commitment to ensure the issues were resolved, they wouldn't rather call off their strike, despite promises by the ministry to solve some of the issues falling within its mandate. KMPDU SG Daji Atela claimed the union has in the past held meetings with the government, but the commitments arrived at had never been implemented.
They have vowed to continue holding hands in solidarity, not willing to throw the towel. The strike is on. That is what they are saying. Speaking moments after holding a meeting with the Ministry of Health, the doctors acknowledged that even though the ministry had shown goodwill and commitment to ensure the issues resolved, they wouldn't call off the strike despite promises by the ministry to solve some of the issues falling within its mandate.
Team that are discussing these matters of strike that's currently ongoing. But I just want to affirm that our strike is on, as we gave the notice from 6th and from the commencement that it had from 13th. So this marks day 5 of the national strike. And I must say that at this point, because we don't have bare minimums of service provisions, any agreement that has been reached so far, we want to call upon the doctors that are working in Kenyatta National Hospital that were...
Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union Secretary General Daji Otela claimed the union has in the past held meetings with the government, but commitments arrived at they never been implemented.
In today's meeting, we were meeting with the Ministry of Health, headed by the Cabinet Secretary. I must appreciate that there is understanding that the issues that we are advocating for are pending. To start with is the issue of posting of medical interns. We know very well that we've had a promise before that the interns were to be posted in February. We also had a promise that they'll be posted then in March. Today we've been given a promise that they'll be posted in April. I must say that goodwill is earned, and it's earned from the outcome of previous commitments.
Atela further added that the strike, which began last week on Thursday, following a 7-day notice period, could persist until the government and the union agree on a return to work formula.
That we're going to accept promises. It's not a strike that we're going to accept commitments. It's a strike that we want outcomes for the doctors. We want outcomes for the basic salary arrears that has not been paid for 7 years. We want outcome of letters posting the interns as per the collective bargaining agreement that was signed in 2017.
Mavin Getembe, Lookuptv.
Just to revisit, our top story is that the figures that we have at the moment is that 11 students of Kenyatta University have died in that particular road accident involving the Kenyatta University bus and a trailer in Voi. At least 42 students are admitted to various hospitals with injuries. Like I said, we'll continue to follow up that particular story just to ensure you are updated in regards to what's happening in that part of the country. Moving forward, the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has issued a stern warning to government officials involved in the sale of illicit brew. Kindiki noted that the officers will have to choose between keeping their jobs or the alcohol business, insisting that the government will not condone a conflict of interest.
As the government maintains that it will not relent in the fight against the sale of illicit brew, despite a section of bar owners lamenting over what they termed as harassment, Interior CS Professor Kithure Kindiki has issued a warning to government officers in the alcohol business, calling on them to either close their businesses or resign.
We have also asked all officers, all public officers who are involved in any business connected with alcohol, they must stop and close that business, or alternatively they leave service. Even if the premises is licensed, even if the premises sells legitimate products, an officer who is a law enforcement officer getting involved in law enforcement in an industry where they have business interest creates a conflict of interest, and therefore one must give way, and it's upon the officers to choose.
With security officers in the front line in the fight against the sale of illicit liquor, with a section of their counterparts blamed for allowing the alcohol business to thrive, Kindiki highlighted the importance of transferring officers who have overstayed in one workstation.
We are in the process of transferring all the officers who have overstayed, including officers here in Trans Nzoia. All officers who have stayed for more than 3 years must leave. And that is not a request, it is not a human resource matter, it is a national security matter. They must leave without exception.
Following the chaos that rocked President William Ruto's development tour in the South Rift counties of Bomet and Kericho, as a section of leaders were heckled, Kindiki has questioned leaders using the youth to cause chaos, noting that they will face the full force of the law.
We have noticed with concern an increasing tendency of intolerance among political leaders, and we are asking political leaders to conduct their politics within the law, and they must maintain the peace in their political meetings. No person is allowed to disrupt public meetings, to use guns, to mete out violence and harass members of the public. And it doesn't matter whether the organizers and sponsors are pro or anti-government, we will crush them equally, and nobody is above the law.
Kenyatta, Lookuptv.
To the crackdown now, and about 114 bars owned by county and national government officials have been closed in Kenyatta County since the government declared the war on illicit brew in the county. The 114 bars are among 400 bars that have been closed down by government after verification process that was commenced by a multi-agency team following the death of 17 people who died after consuming poisonous liquor at Kangai in Mwea West last month. Kenyatta County Commissioner is saying Allah has confirmed that already 85 beer traders found operating bars without licenses have been arrested and prosecuted.
Tumeshika watu zaidi ya 85 tangu tumeanza hizo vita, na wengi wamepelekwa kotini. Kuna wengine wamepigwa faini, wengine bado faili yao inatayarishwa iende kotini, wametoka na bond na cash bail, kesi yao bado inasikizwa. Tumepata baa zaidi ya 300 ambayo imekuwa imepewa license kwa njia ambayo haifai, either ziko katika vijiji kule ama ziko katika karibu na shule ama ziko karibu na kanisa. Na tumeweza kufunga bas ambao pia yameviolate yale masharti. Pia hata hii vita dhidi ya pombe haramu pia tumesema tutasaidiana kwa njia moja au nyingine mpaka tuhakikishe ya kwamba Kirinyaga imekuwa county safi, county mzuri, tukija kwamba pombe mbaya imeisha, na pia tunahakikishia wale ambao wanafanya biashara ya halali wasikuwe na wasiwasi, biashara yao watafanya halali provided mtu ako na license na amepata license kwa njia halali na mahali ambapo inatakikana. Tumeweza kugundua kuna watu wanakusanya, wakienda kukusanya chupa empty za pombe, na tumegundua kwamba hawa wanazunguka kukusanya chupa empty za pombe ndio wale ambao wanaenda kutengeneza pombe haramu na hizo pombe sumu ambazo zinao watu. Nimeweza kutuma proposal kwa county assembly waweke katika sheria yao, wapige marufuku ukotaji ya chupa empty. Mtu yote ambaye sio manufacturer asionekane akiokota, akizunguka akiokota ama akiassemble chupa empty katika premises yake.
To matters education now, and the Teachers Service Commission now says that the government is keen to employ more teachers to address the acute shortage in junior secondary schools. The commission noted that plans to fully employ intern teachers were underway in a bid to reduce the current shortage that has adversely affected learning in the JSS. Maureen Bosire now reports.
The Teachers Service Commission now says that the government is planning to recruit more teachers to address the shortage of junior secondary school teachers. The National Union of Teachers in the country, NAT, recently complained of the shortage of teachers that affected public schools and want more teachers. Ndamburi, who is also the Director of Quality Assessment in the TSC Commission, has said that last year more than 56,000 teachers were employed, and the number is expected to increase once the current teachers are permanently employed.
Make sure they will be able to staff the schools and reduce the teacher shortage. And that process started. And last year, you remember, we were given 56,000 teachers that were employed as permanent and others as intern. And you have also realized that even now the interns that began the process, the government has agreed they are going to be converted to permanent and pensionable. And then the process will continue as the funds are availed.
Ndamburi has indicated that they are working closely with the county government, the Kenya Secondary School Principals Association, and the other stakeholders in the program. Mathematics students are expected to increase to enable industrial development in the country.
Because for us to industrialize like Singapore, Malaysia, and the others, STEM subjects are very critical. That is mathematics, physics, biology, and chemistry, and the technical subjects. They are the ones that will help the country be able to be driven towards an aspect of making sure we are industrialized.
On the other hand, the executive director of Semastia, Jacinta Akasa, has said that they participated in building the capacity of teachers so that they can reach 60%, stating that 5 counties are already under the program that will provide training to teachers before giving knowledge to students across the country.
We're actually training teachers around code. They're actually, as we speak now, we have activities in the field where we have sampled about 5 counties. The trainings are ongoing. The teachers are actually picking up these skills at, junior school and being trained so that they in turn can be able to teach the students.
Maureen Nyakirajo Bosire, Lookuptv.
Now, on that note, we take our first breather. We'll be back in a moment with more news items. Don't go away.
Another winner kutoka Loto. Kumbuka kwamba tunajiinua na Loto. London, nikiangalia hapa cheki yenyewe ni 1 million, imeandikwa kwa Kenani?
Juma na Muyei Vincent.
Juma na Muyei Vincent.
Yes.
Kutoka maeneo gani?
Natoka naishi Dandora, phase 5. Yes.
Unafanya shughuli gani kwa maisha?
Mimi nafanya kazi ya security.
Security.
Of course.
Hebu nikuulize, hii 1 million, uliposikia kwamba umeshinda 1 million, ulijisikia namna gani?
Hakika nilikuwa na furaha kubwa sana.
Yes.
Na vile nisikia kwa simu wakisema wewe ndio mshindi wetu.
Yes.
Hakika nilibubujika na machozi kwa sababu sijawahi kupata hiyo shilingi milioni 1. Yes.
Hii 1 million unaenda kufanyia nini sasa?
Hakika 1 million itaenda kunisaidia watoto wangu kusoma, nitaenda kujijenga, na nitaanza biashara. Of course.
Safi kabisa. Juma, wewe kuna watu ambao maybe wanaona, wanatazama ama wanasikiza, ungependa kujua Loto hii ni kweli ama ni ndoto?
Hakika nasema kwamba Loto sio ndoto, Loto ni ukweli.
Okay, najua kwamba uko Ingo ukifurahi uwanga unafanya mapeka. Unaweza fanya mapeka? Hebu fanya mapeka kidogo. Wewe changamka, cheza Loto na wewe pia unaweza fanya kama mapeka kama Juma ukishinda 1 million yako. Kumbuka kwamba tunajiinua na Loto na ni 10,000 times guaranteed.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. BCLB number 000898.
If you want to have a proper outlook of the economy, then you have to speak to the walls and gears of the integral businesses in the country.
And I want to be able to make the youths and everybody coming up in Kenya know that this is here locally.
Men and women in the thick of the bust of markets rising and falling, fighting to make their business decisions stick.
I've always lived in my career that I can never be late.
You need to train by yourself. You need to practice by yourself. Then from there you can compose yourself and give kind of services like this.
On season 2 of the Captain's Arena, we seek the inside of the minds, predict the shift in the markets, get inspiration to start and make sense of it all.
Just watch what everybody else is doing and just make sure you're giving back to the society.
Oof. This is the Captain's Arena.
Now, President William RUTO will on Tuesday assent to the affordable housing bill to pave way for the return of the housing levy deductions. The signing was set from Monday morning but postponed to Tuesday through a communique from State House. This comes as questions arise on how the government plans to effectively implement the housing levy deductions, especially from non-salaried workers.
disagreement and resistance. President William Ruto is set to sign the Affordable Housing Bill 2023 into law on Tuesday. This bill will bring about significant changes and won't allow retroactive deductions. Instead, it will establish a fresh set of rules called the Affordable Housing Act of 2024. According to Molo MP Kuria Kimani, who heads the National Assembly Finance Committee, this new law will replace some sections from previous acts that governed housing levy deductions.
Also key to note is that the National Assembly had amended that the housing levy be tied to the Tax Procedures Act in terms of the date of collection and the penalties thereof, Honourable Speaker. However, Senate has disagreed with the National Assembly on this particular amendment and has brought back the penalty at 3% if this housing levy is not levied on time. We still feel that this particular levy should be tied to the Tax Procedures Act so that it is remitted to the Kenya Revenue Authority as a civil debt, just like all the other levies and taxes are levied to KRM, and we're hoping that subsequently in the coming legislation then we'll be able to again tie this particular collection of this housing levy to the Tax Procedures Act so that we ensure that there is at least fairness, there is uniformity in how we do tax administration in this country.
National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah agrees with MP Kimani. He clarified that the deductions will start only after the bill becomes law. The High Court stopped the implementation of the housing levy in November 2023, stating it lacked proper legal grounding. In January, the Court of Appeal upheld this decision, leading to the abolishment of the levy. However, the government under the Kenya Kwanza administration swiftly attempted to reinstate it through new legislation. Despite strong opposition from azimio lawmakers, Parliament approved the bill. The Senate made some changes to it and passed it last Tuesday. The National Assembly endorsed these changes on Thursday, avoiding a lengthy mediation process that could have delayed the bill. President Ruto believes signing the bill will generate job opportunities for young people, aligning with the Kenya Kwanza government's goals. When this bill comes into law, deductions will start this month. Questions have, however, been raised on how the government is planning to implement the collection of the levy from non-salaried Kenyans, with pundits arguing that there's no legal framework to ensure the same. This paving way for another legal battle in the corridors of justice. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
President William Ruto has said that Kenyan digital content creators will now be able to monetize their content on Facebook and Instagram as of June 2024. Speaking on Monday, Ruto, who met several content creators with officials from Facebook and Instagram's mother company Meta, said he had gotten a commitment from the officials of the social platform. Head of State added that the new development attests to the economic agenda, which promises to give every Kenyan a chance to earn an income and transform their lives. Ebi Kadenye tells us more.
Kenyan content creators are about to make a KJL from their content online after an agreement between the head of state and Meta. President William Ruto on Monday met with the team of the Facebook network company to discuss how users of the network will get money to reduce the number of youths who are employed in the country. President William Ruto, speaking at State House, Nairobi, encouraged many Kenyans to use this opportunity because it is free of charge and does not require any payment.
I've now gotten a commitment from Clegg and the Meta team that by June, all our creators will now have an opportunity to really monetize everything that they do in that space, put ads, make sure they can access Instagram, commerce around it, and it speaks to our bottom-up economic transformation agenda on making sure that we give everybody a chance right from the bottom.
The president also added that they will make more efforts to ensure that every Kenyan gets the opportunity to use the platform and use their talents well.
The monetization exercise is also going to be available on M-Pesa. I think many people have been wondering, how do we do this? Because not many of our content creators have credit cards or other instruments, financial in nature. But I was very happy to hear that the team from Meta have already carried out experiments and that it works.
Facebook Global Affairs President Nick Clegg further added that they want the network to have different languages to help those who don't understand English or Swahili.
You, creators, entrepreneurs, people coming up with great new ideas about how to use generative AI to build new businesses, you will be able to access our underlying foundation models for free.
Ebikadenyi, Lookuptv.
Now, residents from Samburu County, also known as a drought area, have a reason to smile. This is after the Child Fund organization partnered with the Samburu County government to motivate and show residents how to plant and cook sweet potatoes. The project intends to tackle malnutrition as well as strengthen nutrition by giving vitamin minerals to 5-year-old children, nursing mothers and those who are expectant. Project Officer George Ochola has indicated that the plant can resist drought and added that sweet potatoes can be used to prepare different meals.
A region that has been long known for its pastoral activities, but now they're slowly transitioning to agriculture. Child Fund has partnered with Samburu County government to motivate and show residents how to plant and cook sweet potatoes. Project Officer George Ochola has indicated that sweet potato can resist drought and areas with little rainfall. He added that sweet potatoes can be used to prepare different meals, mentioning its benefits that it helps provide important nutrients to the body by providing vitamin A minerals.
Na kazi hii kuhamasisha jamii kuhusu upanzi wa viazi vitamu vya rangi ya njano. Viazi hivi ni vya manufaa kwa mkulima. Viazi hivi ni vya manufaa pia kwa jamii. Akina mama na watoto wanaweza kupata madini ya vitamin A.
Ochola's statement has been supported by Fred Lelemoyog, who is an agricultural officer in Samburu County. Lelemoyog has explained that it is the role of the government to provide motivation and planting exhibitions so as to strengthen nutrition and reduce poverty among them.
Mmea huu kuna manufaa mengi kama ambavyo tumevyoelezwa, na kama county government ya Samburu tuko katika mstari wa mbele tukishirikiana pamoja na partners wetu kama Samburu Children's Program.
Lily Letiwa, who is a farmer, has praised the organization and the county government in helping the children and creating awareness, saying they will fully cooperate. She also encouraged people from breeding communities to embrace agriculture because it has many productivity and benefits.
Staying on matters agriculture is that hundreds of farmers from Kenyatta, Murang'a and Nyeri counties are calling on the Ministry of Agriculture to expedite the availability of subsidized fertilizer to ensure they can utilize it during the upcoming planting season. The farmers decried availing themselves to the depot only to find there are no fertilizers. Martin Masharia files the following story.
Camping here at the National Cereals and Produce Port Depot in Sagana, Kirinyaga County, only to be informed repeatedly that the fertilizer is not yet available. Despite government assurances that the subsidized fertilizer has been distributed to depots nationwide, farmers have expressed frustrations as the NCPB depot's resource remains empty and are now urging the government to fulfill its promise and ensure that the subsidized fertilizer is accessible to them in a timely manner before the onset of the long rains.
Na nimekuja hapa mara 3 kutoka Thursday, Friday na Monday na sijapata bolea hata kidogo. Tumekuja tunaambiwa imeisha, leo kumepatiwa watu 50 tukaambiwa imeisha. Sasa tutasaidika siku gani mkulima wa kawaida? Na tukikosa fertilizer hatuna mafuno. Afanye vile atafanya fertilizer ifike hapa.
Peter Gishuki, a farmer from Ukuruaini in Nyeri County, has been making the journey to seek the fertilizer without success. Gishuki resorted to searching the fertilizer in Kirinyaga after facing disappointments at the Nyeri depots.
Tunashinda hapa kwa sababu mimi tangu nitumia messenger ya fertilizer niko na siku 3 na kuja hapa kuanzia saa 11 nikifikiwa naambiwa fertilizer hakuna. Kwa hivyo tungetaka serikali ituangalie sana. Ila ingine ningetaka kuambia minister atuangalilie hali ya kitu kinaitwa kunja mapema kwa fertilizer kwa sababu ikiwa imeselewa tunatabu sana.
Francis Kamau, however, called on the Minister of Agriculture to expedite the availability of fertilizers, reiterating that he has been making at least 8 trips to the depot only to find there are no fertilizers.
Umesa wa agriculture ajue wanaishi wanaumia kwa maana mvua inaendelea iko karibu kunyesha na mambo itaharibika. Tukiendelea na kukuja hapa tunatumia basi pesa zetu za kukuja kutoka Dhaya mpaka hapa, alafu narudi bila fertilizer. Tunaumia zaidi. Anza kuja hapa nimekuja mara 8. Sasa mara 8 sio ni hasara tupu.
Meanwhile, residents in various constituencies in Kakamega County expressed frustrations over delays and discrepancies in the distribution of government subsidized fertilizer.
Nimepewa namba 867.
Saizi wamefika 54.
Na saizi wamefika watu 54. Wewe niambie ndugu yangu, nitakuwa served siku gani?
Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
Indeed, an issue that needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Muguka traders in Embu County are happy lot after the area MP led in the launch of Shade, which will enable the traders to conduct their businesses in an organized manner. They have called for the fast-tracking of 19 other shades in Embu County that will improve the business environment for the stimulant. Majid Hussain with this and more in our news wrap.
In Mbeere have gotten a boost to work in a conducive environment and make a living after area leaders constructed a shed for them. Speaking at Bar Market after the groundbreaking of a Muguka market shed in Riandu Shopping Center, the leaders noted that the move will ensure the business is done in a more organized manner. In Kirinyaga County, leaders from Mwea constituency have raised concerns over stalling of major road project, calling on national government to fast-track development projects in the area. Kirinyaga MCS from Mwea have vowed to work with Ndia MP George Kariuki, who is also chairman of Roads and Transport in the National Assembly, for the sake of development of Mwea constituency, which they said has been lagging behind in terms of development compared to other 3 constituencies in Kirinyaga.
Mwea anataka kuwafanyia kazi. Kwa hivyo pending bills tukilipa hapa Mwea, mimi nikiwa chairman wenu wa barabara nitahakikisha Mwea tumeipatia affirmative action ndio tuweze kusonga mbele na watu wa Mwea wafurahie kazi ya serikali ya William Ruto.
In Bungoma County, it is a relief for 3 schools dealing with children with special needs after receiving the necessary equipment. Kimwaga Primary School for Deaf Children, Libolina Primary School for Disabled Children, and Joy Valley Special School were given equipment that will go a long way in helping the needy students to continue with their education.
Wengine wale hawawezi to make their movements freely because hawana wheelchairs. So, and even some foodstuffs, so there's training because, you know, yes, the government may be trying, but the challenges are there. If, the resources and facilities are never sufficient.
The Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, KESHA, has won the political class against harassing principals. KESHA Nakuru County Chairperson Kamau Manyara has raised concerns over what he termed as tendency by some politicians to harass school heads. Speaking to the media, Manyara urged politicians or any leader who is aggrieved to use the right channels in addressing their issues. His sentiments come barely a week after Nakuru politician was seen on social media confronting a school head over what the politician said was sending learners home due to fee balance. Manyara says the principal was subjected to ridicule, which should not be the case.
Tupatio heshima, na hilo ndio jambo muhimu sana. Tukifanya makosa, kwa sababu sisi ni binadamu, kuna ile njia ambayo mwafaka ambayo inaweza tumika.
Abdimajid Hussain, Lookuptv.
Well, on that note, we take a short breather, but before that, I just want to sample some of the comments. And Toy Wanahulo says, is following the bulletin from Busia, in Matthias to be specific. Celestine Munyuka from Kakamega, and of course, Dixon Erukan saying he's watching live from ICD Nairobi, without forgetting Kennedy Jumba Asirigwa from Likuyani in Kakamega County, and Emi from Kilgoris. On that note, we just take a short breather. We'll be back with business news and the sports news.
University of Nairobi is a distinguished institution of higher learning dedicated to nurturing your intellectual curiosity and pushing the boundaries of knowledge. From state-of-the-art laboratories to modern libraries equipped with the latest resources, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Choose from a wide range of programs designed to prepare you for challenges of tomorrow's world. Whether in STEM, humanities, business, or the arts, our strong industry connections and career service support will help you translate your education into meaningful career opportunities upon graduation. Join a vibrant community of scholars from around the world, fostering cultural exchange, collaboration, and lifelong friendships. Book your space now for September intakes. Log in to https://www.uonbi.ac.ke for a wide range of courses to choose from. You can also contact +254 020 491 0000 or email us at pr@ounbi.ac.ke. Buy Credo Chap Chap across all networks bila stress. Go to M-Pesa paybill number 33000 na uweke account number yako na namba ya simu that you want to recharge. It's quick, convenient and hassle-free. In just a few clicks, buy airtime, M-Pesa paybill 33000. Account your number to stay topped up and connected anytime, anywhere. Chap Chap. Are you a junior secondary school, a college, a TVET institution, or a university, and you want to advertise your intake? Book now and advertise with us today on both Lookuptv and all our digital platforms. Call us today. Or email us on sales@lookuptv.co.ke.
Anza mwaka na Loto Jijenge Boost. Kila siku kuna guaranteed business boost worth 100,000 na up to 1 million ndani ya hourly draws. Jipange nyumbani na 100,000 shopping vouchers. Boost biashara yako na 1 million or a brand new Toyota Probox kila wiki na up to 200 million shillings ndani ya Grand Mega Jackpot every Wednesday and Saturday. Changamka, jiboost na ujipange na Loto. Ingia M-Pesa paybill 77700. Account, look, amount 50 bob to 2,000. Na ujisort na Loto Mega Boost. Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. BCLB number 000898.
Changamka, cheza Loto.
Let's talk matters business now, and companies have been urged to report their sustainability risk in the short, medium and long term. Speaking during the Post-Adoption and Capacity Building Forum in Nairobi, the ISSB Chair, Emmanuel Faber, said the adoption and implementation of the IFRS standards will bring on board a global influence and unlock global opportunities.
Of the future horizons, we are requiring that companies report their sustainability risks and opportunities in the short, in the mid, and in the long term. The idea behind all of that is to bring capital that will be more patient and more inclusive. It's as simple as that. But that has to come with a global language. That has to come with a language which is assurable, which is reliable, which is comparable. This is why we borrowed heavily from the accounting language to build S1, IFRS S1, our general requirements, which provides the grammar, the syntax, the wordings, the math, of our language. And then we added one first layer, we will continue very soon with others, about climate. And with that, we believe that the appropriate use and implementation of those standards will bring to local economics global capital inflows indeed, as again Philip and Grace were sharing earlier, but will also unlock local opportunities for
stakeholder expectations, the legal requirements, the market dynamics, by promoting a culture of innovation and resilience and implementing sustainable practices that can also help withstand external shocks, such as the resource shortages, social unrest, and also climate change, thus ensuring the long-term sustainability and success. Under the regulatory landscape, the regulations concerning sustainability reporting are changing rapidly.
Let's talk matters of sports now, and Harry Kerper emerged the winner of the Nairobi eSports tournament this year. Kerper defeated defending champion Eric Demon Ngige 3 points to 1 in the final to claim the victory in the knockouts that were held at KCB Sports Club Ruaraka. Jojo Dipai, who finished in the third place, and Luoni Fox Tate, who qualified via the wildcard, will join the two players in representing Nairobi in the national level.
Because today many people registered, like about 500 plus, I don't know, but I trained well for this moment and I'm glad to be the winner. My toughest game today, it has been at the semi-final against Jojo, where I was, I think, 2-0 down. Yeah, but I composed myself and I get back onto the game and I managed to win it. Yeah, I used today Clermont foot. I think I have mastered that team because I used it last year also. Yeah, I didn't feel like looking other areas because I had confidence in that team.
The multimedia basketball team and Hawks girls team are the champions in the second edition of the Friday Next basketball tournament that was held at Umoja 2 Arena in Nairobi. Multimedia defeated Umoja in the finals, while Hawks won against Briners. Both teams have been awarded 40,000 shillings.
Today's game our first game was interesting. Although we had a slow start, we picked up our pace and were able to capitalize on our size since the opponent was a small size team. So with the help of our big men, we were able to dominate the game and actually win.
The groups that we're dealing with, it's our open group. We are having, we've started with under 21 all the way to 40 years of age, and this is because we are trying to bring the old basketball players to support the new basketball players, to encourage them, build them, and equip them. So how we've structured ourselves in such a way whereby we are promoting community sports, nurturing the young with the old who have already been there, and they've not seen much out of the sports they've been playing for some time. So what we're trying to do is to bring back to the community, nurture the young ones, and then space them out and connect them out with the international scouts so that they can get a better opportunity.
Now, Jackson Kavisa and Agnes Mwikali are the winners of the first edition of the Dixon Kavar 10 kilometers educational run. Kavisa clocked 29 minutes and 11 seconds ahead of Stephen Muthini and Alex Nzioke, who finished second and third respectively. In the women's category, Agnes Mwikali clinched the title after clocking 32 minutes and 4 seconds. The winners in the 10-kilometer race went home with 30,000 Kenya shillings, while those who competed in the 5 kilometers received 10,000 shillings.
furaha kwa sababu tuko hapa kwa uwanja wa Kainga Stadium ambao tulikuwa tumeandaa mchezo huu wa kukimbia. Tulikuwa na kilomita 10, kilomita 5, kilomita 4 na tulikuwa tumehusisha mpaka shule za within Kangundo Central Ward na hata kutoka nje ya hapa. Madhumuni kubwa ya hii mchezo ni kwa sababu tumeangalia tukaona watu wengi wanakimbia kuenda kutafuta talents katika kiwango cha mpira ile tunaita football. Lakini mimi nikaangalia nikaona hapa kwetu pia tunaweza kupata talents za aina nyingine kama hii za kukimbia.
Nina furaha sana kwa kuwa mshindi kwa game hii ya leo. Nashukuru pia organization yenye imeleta hii game na pia ina encourage upcoming athletes. Juu ukiangalia mtu kama mimi ni mtu nilianza primary na nimeenda tu nikipanda. Sasa nilienda Japan mwaka wa 2020 ambapo nimekaa miaka 5. Iwapo hii mwaka ni kama sita renew contract tena, nilikuwa naanza kuingia half marathon na Japan pia nimetengeneza jina.
Ilikuwa mbaya, ilikuwa mzuri, isipokuwa mlima ilikuwa mingi na joto, lakini nimepambana mahali nilikuwa tunaweza nikaweza kuwa mshindi.
Well, on that note, we wrap up the bulletin, but just to recap, our top story that we are still following up for you is that 11 students from Kenyatta University have been confirmed dead, with at least 42 others receiving treatment across various hospitals after their bus collided with a trailer at the Makinon Junction. Like I said, concerns continue to be raised regarding the safety of Kenyans across various roads in the country just a couple of days also after Kapsabet Boys High School bus was involved in an accident in the Baringo-Marigat stretch. Lives taken, young lives, students who had a great potential. On that note, we want to condole with the family of those who lost their loved ones in that particular tragedy, and we of course keep them in our prayers. Like they say, the cemetery is the wealthiest place on the planet because there lies many bad companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best-selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never, of course, painted. To be clear, and to make it simple, in the cemetery is buried the greatest treasure of untapped potential. On that note, we wrap up our bulletin. My name is Ian Kitani. Our sign language interpreter has been Josephine Ilko. To the team behind the scenes, led by my producer Brian Amoya, Joey Bikomo, Alvin Thuo, James Kinywa, and of course, Pauline. Do have yourself a wonderful evening, and like always, God bless.
We value your feedback.